Recasting a beloved character is one of the riskiest decisions a studio can make, because when audiences fall in love with a character, they usually connect that role to the actor who originally played it, which means replacing them can easily backfire and feel wrong. But every now and then, Hollywood takes that gamble, and somehow the new performer not only works, but actually becomes just as iconic as the original. One of the best examples of a successful recast in science fiction happened in the world of Predator, where the alien hunter known as the Predator almost looked completely different from the terrifying creature fans know today. Because early in production, the character was played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, but the design and suit did not work well, leading the production team to redesign the creature and recast the role with Kevin Peter Hall, whose height, agility, and physical presence ultimately helped create one of the most iconic sci-fi monsters in movie history. Another surprising recast that worked beautifully came in The Men in Black 3, where audiences got to see a younger version of the legendary Agent K, originally played by Tommy Lee Jones, and stepping into those shoes was Josh Brolin, who somehow managed to capture Jones's voice, mannerisms, and serious personality so perfectly that many viewers felt like they were watching the same character decades earlier rather than a completely different performer. The Marvel Universe also delivered a famous recast when Mark Ruffalo replaced Edward Norton as Bruce Banner in The Avengers, because although Norton originally played the character in The Incredible Hulk, Marvel Studios wanted a version of Banner who would blend easily with the growing superhero team, and Ruffalo's more approachable and humorous personality ended up fitting perfectly alongside the rest of the Avengers while allowing him to remain the character for over a decade. One of the most difficult recasting challenges ever attempted happened when Star Trek rebooted the legendary crew of the USS Enterprise, because actors like William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy had defined their characters for generations. Yet the new cast managed to make the transition work thanks to performances from Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana, and Carl Urban, who captured the spirit of those characters while still making them feel fresh for a new generation of science fiction fans. Another famous recast happened behind the scenes of Back to the Future, where the lead character Marty McFly was originally played by Eric Stoltz, but early footage showed that his more serious interpretation did not match the adventurous and comedic tone the filmmakers wanted, so the production replaced him with Michael J. Fox, whose charm and comedic energy transformed the film into one of the most beloved sci-fi adventures ever made. The Matrix Resurrections also introduced a new version of Morpheus, originally portrayed by Lawrence Fishburne, and although the movie itself received mixed reactions, the casting of Yahya Abdul-Mateen II allowed the character to evolve in an interesting way because the story explained that this Morpheus was not exactly the same person, but a reimagined version of the iconic figure, giving the actor the freedom to both honor the original performance and bring his own style to the role. Finally, one of the most successful sci-fi recasts ever happened in the Star Wars prequel trilogy, where Ewan McGregor stepped into the role of Obi-Wan Kenobi, a character first played by Alec Guinness in the original Star Wars A New Hope. And even though the prequel trilogy itself divided fans, almost everyone agreed that McGregor perfectly captured the calm wisdom and heroic personality of the legendary Jedi Master, while still making the younger version of the character feel unique. These examples show that recasting does not always ruin a character, because when the right performer steps in with respect for what came before and the confidence to bring something new, the result can actually strengthen the franchise and give fans a fresh perspective on a role they already love. Which sci-fi recast do you think worked the best, and is there another one you would add to this list? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more movie and TV breakdowns.